Yo, what's up everyone? It's the Mouse Link and I'm coming back to you with another video. This time we are mobile gaming. We are playing Coaster Tycoon. If you know, back in the day, that was on the PC and it was hot. 1999, I remember I was 4 years old playing Coaster Tycoon. I will say there are other video games right now that mobily I could be getting into, but this has just been the one to captivate me. I recently also purchased the DLC to get the experience of building my own park again and my own rides. And it's actually just as complex as I remember it. It's crazy because it's the same mechanics as 1999. It has not changed mechanics, and it's still the most captivating game. You can play it for all day, all hours. And I love that, again, the mobility of it, not being connected to a PC anymore with, the USB cord and the mouse. Things go just as fast. I will say, like you used to click really, really fast to do things. You can still kind of do that with tapping the screen. And I have played this on Apple on my iPad, but this time I opted for my phone for Android, so I purchased it. So it's a new purchase for this in the DLC. So I did invest in paying for the game, which is not really, something that I do. I don't like paying for games. I like free games. So for me to purchase a game, this has to be a phenomenal game, 10 out of 10. And that's going to be my honest rating because I have not beat it. Still, even after purchasing it and playing it for weeks on end, I haven't beat it, and I've neglected other games. I've neglected The Elder Scrolls Online. I've completely undownloaded it. I've opted just to play Texas Chainsaw, in which I'm not even playing the new mode. And again, that's another game that's coming out. They have their rush week on the 30th, which I'll play it on the 30th, but after that I don't think I'll be purchasing it. I didn't even want to purchase the game. In fact, I should have purchased Outer Space, but that's a whole nother video, a whole nother conversation. So getting into the Roller Coaster Tycoon, I will first tell you that your biggest hack going into a park is going to be your loan. Your loan is your biggest hack going into a park. Your loan is your biggest hack because you can boost your loan up to an amount of you to create a roller coaster that is going to generate enough money for you and a couple of rides and stuff outside of what you originally thought you had. So most parks will start you off about 10K in cash, and a lot of people will start with that and think that's all they have. No, go over to the 2 coins that you see on the left side up on that bar, click it. It's going to take you to settings, and on that settings you're going to go down to the loan and you're going to plus as much as you can. Not all parks are the same, but that's my biggest advice for starting your park. You're going to want to build a restaurant. You're going to want to build a bathroom. And this is another hack a lot of people don't know, but you can charge for the bathrooms. As far as restaurants go, you want a diversity because they will label you the worst park if you don't have diversity. For a big park, you're going to want not narrow passages. You're going to want thick passages because people are going to say your park is crowded. You're going to want benches and trash cans. You need trash cans for people. The more restaurants you have, the more trash cans you need. The more crazy rides you have, like roller coasters that create intensity, more intense rides are going to create people that are going to want to throw up and have sickness more. So if you have an advanced park, you can have a hospital. You can have that. You can have a money cache for people to get more money, like a bank. And you can also have 2 different types of bathrooms as far as cosmetics go. There's a really nice bathroom, and there's like the regular decent bathroom that is usually generated with everything. I think the other one's a log cabin and one is like brick. Yeah, that's the average one. But you can charge. I charge about 10 cents for people to use the bathroom. It just helps when you're first building your park. That's another thing you're going to want to play with in the settings. You're going to want to play with funding for different types of amenities and rides, and you can make it max or minimum depending on how much you want to pay per month or annually if you're calculating it that way. You can also turn it completely off if you have the park set up the way you want it set up. And as you see right there, I just completed the park. But I'm going to still deep dive and talk to you because what's crazy is it took 42 minutes. So now we're going to get into the real deep dive. Okay, so now we're going to go into the settings. In the settings, in that coin, you can manipulate your campaigns. You can manipulate, I usually only campaign for my park, and I campaign for a ride. but you can manipulate everything from the food campaigns to getting into the park for like half off. And you do this genuinely when you need to. And I usually save up enough to do about a 6-week period. And that's going to run you like $2,500. So it's about a ride, the cost of a ride, a nice, good ride. You're going to want equal parts gentle, equal parts exciting, high intensity rides. And like I said, that diversity in food. In the settings, you're also going to want to, the one that looks like a ride itself up there, you're going to want to manipulate the wait time of the ride, how long the ride, and when it gets like inspected. And you can also change the color and the music, which I think that probably maybe adds to the animosity of it for the guests. So I always just usually manipulate the music, but I will do a like an all pink park for y'all, a tricked out all pink park one video, just for a fun video. But that's probably gonna be the only other Roller Coaster Tycoon video I do. But and then the workers, so I usually put about 10 workers down for cleaning, about half that, so about 5 to 6 for the worker that fixes, the mechanic. And then I put down some of the security, because that helps people not break your benches and stuff when they're upset. And usually that just works when these people pass by each other. And I also like putting down, they have different types, everything from an astronaut, depending on if you have the DLC, but the usual one has the panda bear, the tiger. I don't know if the gorilla comes with the usual, but the entertainer, I'll put like 2 or 3 entertainers down. Depending on the park though, you're going to need like way more entertainers. Like this park, I had like 30 entertainers. So don't think like you're going to have a time where you're not going to need to click for those. No. Or tap the screen. You need to have a lot of workers depending on the size of your park. This is just an extremely massive park. Like this park was built off of 100K and then like another 50K in just building rides and pathways. And also that's the thing about pathways a lot of people don't understand is you learn about airspace in this game. And that's also another thing I like about it. Like you can build into stuff and under stuff, like when you're building caverns for rides and stuff like that. But and that's again going to be another video where we talk about building custom rides and building custom parks. But with this being the basics video, because it's my first Roller Coaster Tycoon video, these Six Flags parks, these DLC parks give you a lot more wiggle room. But the parks that you begin with, and the first park to me has always been, I don't know, for some reason, the funnest fucking park. I don't know if it's because it gives me the most nostalgia, but the first park is always the funnest park to me. Sometimes you'll have to build multiple rides because that's another thing in the settings of rides. There can be like, there's a motion ride that shakes. It's a cheap ride, right? Real small ride, but it has different settings on it. And there's also a cinema ride that has different settings for different types of cinema rides. But to use those different settings, you would have to close the ride and reopen it. And I don't know if you like me, but building along lines can also equivalent to helping you with your objective of more people, because there's more wait times, there's more space areas they have to wait, walk, whatever you can do to stall them from getting out the park, basically. But I always build around my big rides. I like to build more food, more bathrooms. Anywhere it could shake you down more, I try to shake you down more. And also, again, those narrow pathways, you want wider pathways. So that also plays a role in them feeling like it's not crowded. Like this area got crowded after a while and I had issues, and like, what are the issues? I'm like, oh yeah, it's a narrow pathway. So stuff like that. Now, I'm not an architect, no, but, like I've never built a building here in New York or nothing like that. I don't know nothing about that. But something that I learned about, and I learned about this as a kid because of this game, is airspace. I learned about it because this game, it shows the math of where the paths are built and where the roller coasters are built when you're building paths. And you can do this in the settings, I believe in the map part of the settings, or specifically when you're building park again. I'm trying not to make another video on this, but this is a conversation for another video. But the airspace plays a role in confusing yourself And sometimes people might get stuck in your park and the rating is going to go down and you not knowing what's happening, but it's because you built something over something and you can't see that the people are stuck in that area. So try to be well organized with building your bridges and your airspace. Don't overspend. If you have a pathway, there's no reason to build the pathway up high. Okay? If there is ground space or tunnel space to be used. And again, be careful building your tunnels, building stuff like that with your bridges, because you can confuse yourself in hours and hours. It feels like 5 hours that you did on one park could go to waste simply because you did something wrong. And in that also to talk about the charging, like, you remember, and it was kind of like, this is what you get, because when I said charging for the bathrooms, well, even on this park on the first playthrough, which was a 51-minute playthrough, right? I messed up. I even painted the whole thing pink, but I messed up. And I charged $140 for the bathrooms. I thought it was a food ride, I guess, but I was moving real fast. And that's why I said, take your time and actually enjoy it. And I can't wait to actually like go through and paint and do the pink and the music and choose all the music and stuff again and the pathways and be really specific and actually do like the cosmetics of everything on here. And you can manipulate that as well. Like with the rides that you get in the beginning, like I was telling you, you can, at a certain time, if you have the money to do it, this right here, the marketing. If you have the time to do it, you can change getting specifically the cosmetics. All right, and now we are going to be talking about Roller Coaster Tycoon facts. I don't want to feed you guys any BS, so I pulled out my trusty iPad and here on Google, on Atari.com right now. And first of all, the Roller Coaster Tycoon that I am playing, the version came from 2002. But the reason I said I remembered playing it in 1999 is because I really did play it. I played the first Roller Coaster Tycoon. So yeah, I've been playing this game for a long time. And thank you guys if you made it this far in the video. Please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know if you downloaded Roller Coaster Tycoon. Getting into some hardcore Roller Coaster Tycoon facts that are interesting is that this genre of video games is called construction and management simulation. We have, of course, Chris Sawyer, the game's designer, to thank for this amazing game. For example, this title changes and differs from Roller Coaster Tycoon, the original, in these terms. That's the reason I wanted to look this up for facts. The user-created scenery items make a debut in this title. The bulldozer allows the player to remove multiple pieces of scenery instead of only one piece at a time. Stuff like this is crucial when you're making a landscape. One reason too, I think this is another, just pulling me to play this game. It says that this game came out, the Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 came out October 15th, 2002. So this is right on time release date. And I really encourage you, the anniversary, to play it. Wacky Worlds and Time Twister, which is the DLC that you're seeing in this video. It's one of those parks from Six Flags, and it has the Six Flags rides. That came out in 2003 of May and November. And it was Wacky Worlds Pack, Time Twister, and I have Time Twister in here. But we are definitely going to be going over the DLCs of the videos. On the forums, when I checked, like Reddit, for example, people are just basically stating, like, what should I do? I've hit a boring little point and I can't really move forward. I'm not successful in objectives, stuff like this. I hope that this video helps. I hope that you can see the basics so you can have fun. Because a lot of people I see in the forums are just talking about creativity. They want to be creative with their parks. But I think you can be creative with your parks after hitting your objectives. So I look forward to showing you guys that in my next video, and I hope you like this one. Remember, share, like, subscribe, leave a comment. And also I hope you enjoyed this Roller Coaster Tycoon video.